friends, I am Hima Bindu from Women Who Code Daily and welcome to Tech Bytes. In this video, I will be covering what is deep learning over machine learning, and we'll look into some scenarios. Starting with what is deep learning. It is a subset of machine learning and it imitates the working of the human brain in processing data and creating patterns which is used in decision making. So deep learning is a subset of machine learning and it tries to work like a human brain in the sense that it tries to process and analyze the data, and based on that it helps in decision making similar to how the human brain works, and this is achieved using artificial neural network. An artificial neural network is a series of algorithms that try to recognize the underlying relationships in a set of data, and neural networks can adapt to changing input, so the network generates the best possible result without needing to redesign the output criteria. This sentence means that the neural network which is designed to solve a particular problem can also be used as a solution in some different problem which has similar complexity or similar problem structure. Like if we have some deep learning model for speech recognition, that similar model can be used in natural language processing as well, because you can see the underlying relations would be somewhat similar in both the cases. Deep learning models are not so domain specific. We can use it as per the similarity of the problems. Moving over to deep learning over machine learning. Whenever you enter these keywords, deep learning over machine learning, or what's the difference between deep learning and machine learning, the images section of the Google shows up this graph usually, and you'd have also seen this graph in many of the articles which discuss about the difference between deep learning and machine learning. So let us look into this. The x-axis has the amount of data, the y-axis has the performance of that algorithm, and here we can see two plots. One is of deep learning and other is of some older learning algorithms, which also includes the machine learning algorithms. So here you can see up to some amount of data, the performance of both the deep learning and older learning algorithms, they keep increasing. The performance of these both keep increasing proportionally to the amount of data. But after some point, the performance of the older learning algorithm saturates. You can see here it saturates after some amount of data. But the deep learning performance keeps on increasing as the amount of data increases. Also, Andrew Ng had given some analogy, and in that deep learning has been related to rocket engine and amount of data has been related to the fuel to the rocket engine. So the more the amount of data, the better the performance of the deep learning algorithms. So from this plot or from this graph, we understood that deep learning would give good results as compared to machine learning when the data is huge. When the amount of data is very huge, it would give good results and performance. Also, in machine learning, we have to do feature extraction. We have to introspect the features which are present in the data set, and we have to extract feature before sending it for classification. So this involves feature engineering. But in deep learning, nothing such has to be done. So when it's difficult to introspect the features, like you have a lot of features, or it's difficult to find the relations between the various features, in that case we can use deep learning, because feature extraction or feature engineering is not required in deep learning, and it can also be used in complex problems like image classification. natural language processing, etc. It has many underlying relations. All the features which are present in either image or whether it is text, they have a lot of underlying relations, and it is difficult to introspect the features and identify the relation between those features. For example, you take up this face matching problem in which we have an image of a baby, and this has been given to us, and this is some another image. You have to tell whether these both images belong to the same baby or not. How would we do, like what features can we take up? We can look up to the eyebrows, eyes, nose, and mouth. Yes, because it's like these features are quite evident as compared to other, but there are also other features which would be affecting this, like the ratio proportions of the face or the skin color, the texture, the hair pattern, anything. It could include a lot many other features, but these are the major features. So it's kind of difficult to develop some relations, or it's difficult to get with come up with some like relations between the features. So in such cases, deep learning would give better performance as compared to machine learning, because here we need not extract the features, we need not introspect the features a lot like in machine learning. So the performance would automatically be more in deep learning. Also, deep learning techniques can be adapted to different domains and applications. That is, the transfer learning would be possible here. Like what I said in the last topic also, in what is deep learning, we can use solution of some problem statement to solve the problem which is similar to the one for which we had built that model. That is, the solution is not very domain specific. One solution model can be used for other problem as well, but in machine learning the solution is domain specific. But in deep learning, this transfer learning is possible. Let's take up two scenarios, and after that I think it would be much more clear about when to use deep learning and when to use machine learning. So let's take scenario 1. In this, you are given the following data set. Like suppose, like assume that there are only 200 rows and I am showing 5 out of it. So it's a very small data set, say of 200 rows, and let us look into the features. So the features given here are name, whether they consume cold drinks or not, whether they set AC at very low temperature or not, complete work on time, has cold, has fever. So these are the features which have been given, and the following set is given to you, and you have to predict whether the person has fever or not. So see here it has been given, name is Sheila and she consumes cold drinks. She sets AC at very low temperature, completes work on time, and she has cold. So based on these, we have to predict whether she will have fever or not. As I said before, the data set is small, only 200 rows. So the performance of the machine learning would be better as compared to deep learning when the data set is very small. And then second thing, in this case you can introspect the features. Like if we have to predict whether a person has fever or not, I think completing work on time doesn't contribute anything to having fever, isn't it? So, and also the name is also not it doesn't contribute anything towards having fever or not. So we can see these three features, whether consuming cold drinks or not, and setting the AC temperature, and has cold or not. These three help in deciding whether a person has fever or not. So after introspection, we came up with the which features has to be selected. So it's not difficult to find the underlying relation between the features, hence we can use machine learning model here. And let us take up some other scenario which has quite many rows. So it's a big data set. You can see there are 2 lakh rows and about 500 features. Here I will be showing only 5 rows of it, and I will take up 12 features. So just for explanation purpose, because I can't explain all the 500 features. And in this, see, a similar set has been given as before, and based on this we have to predict whether that person has fever or not. So here we have some features as previous one, like name, consuming cold drinks or not, setting of AC temperature, completing workout time or not, or has cold. But in addition to it, it has many other features like age, tonsillitis, sinus problems, allergic to certain conditions, working hours, day or night shift, and so on. As you can see, it's a very large data set. Not very large, but it's larger than the previous one, you can see, because it was only of 200 rows, but here we have 2 lakh rows and 500 features. So yes, it's a quite large data set as compared to previous one. And here deep learning can be employed as it would give better performance with large amount of data. Also, it's very difficult to come up with what are the underlying relations among the features, because we know, okay, the name would not contribute anything, or completing work or time would not come, it would not contribute towards having fever or not. But see, age can have some impact, because the immunity depends upon the age. Like the younger the person is, the more immunity he or she might have. Also tonsillitis, this can affect, or sinus problems or certain allergic conditions. So these are some medical conditions which might contribute towards having fever. Also working hours, if the person works a lot for extended hours, then maybe he or she is may get exhausted and hence catch cold and fever more easily than a person who doesn't. Also the day or night shift, maybe the shifting up of the biological clocks also contributes towards having fever or not. You can see it's difficult to find the underlying relations, and hence the feature engineering is difficult here. So in such scenario, deep learning is used. I hope after looking into these two scenarios, you have some idea about how to decide whether to use machine learning model or a deep learning model to solve that particular problem. Thanks for watching.